Hey, for the amateur painters out there, and for anybody who needs to get extra capacity for their compressor, I'm making this simple video to show you how you can get more air volume using just one compressor motor, but adding a second tank. First, let's look at the first compressor. The first compressor is a Campbell Hausfeld 5.5 horsepower, 30 gallon. Okay, and I have the covers off right now, but first thing I did was I wanted to make sure this thing was really pumping the air it should. I was getting a slight leak out of the manifold, so I changed the manifold, bought one for 30 bucks online in Amazon. Works great. Got all the fittings, get everything ready to go. And then I figured since I was doing that, I changed the piston and gasket in the motor itself. It's really easy. You remove the 4 top bolts, you remove the fan, and there's a piston in there and a cap ring that it glides in. And you can find those on eBay if you know your model number. If not, I'll post a link to a great guy, Tri-Cities it's called, that can figure out which piston you need. When you install the piston, very important, you do it from the top down. You don't put it on the eccentric first and try and push it up through the top. You'll ruin the gasket. So you pull it from the top down, you bolt this back down, and you're all set to go. Okay, so by itself, if I were to take this connection off, it's my regular compressor. But I needed air volume for when I'm going to do painting. So I made a quick connect. And what I did was I went out and I bought, took the manifold and the engine and everything off of this one. Said, okay, half-inch pipe up to a T. On this side, it's half-inch to quarter-inch NPT reducer, so I'd have the quick connect here. Same thing on this side with a nipple. I bought a manifold, but one that's not doesn't regulate your. It doesn't have to cut in and cut out. It didn't need that because the other tank is going to do what we need it to do. So this manifold I got from the guy on eBay, and you can regulate your pressure. This is your tank pressure, okay? This is your outlet pressure. It's got the quick connect, so if I just want to put a quick hose on here without a filter, I can. It's got the relief valve. But then I went nipple out to, the quarter-inch nipple out to this filter setup to filter out any oil or water, since I'm going to be using it for HVOP spray painting on my 66 Mustang. I'll be painting it myself and painting the parts. So put the filter on, another quarter-inch NPT nipple, another quick connect, and you can see I have a hose on here now. This is not the hose I would use for spray painting. I have an exclusive hose for that, which has never been run through, but it was just for testing purposes. And I can show you, I've got an air chuck on the end of this. There is a lot of air volume. I can just run this and run this and run this, and you can watch the movement. I barely touched this. The compressor has not kicked in. You can see the pressure on the filter. Tends to drop down, I see, but that's okay. Oops, sorry about that. More than enough pressure of what's needed. That drops down to about, I want to say, 60 pounds, which is fine. 60 psi. I'm still doing awesome here. Compressor has not kicked in. And remember, the air volume is up a lot. But this is what I'm doing. And there it goes. Okay, so you can see I let that run. I've got about 110 pounds in here. Outlet pressure is a little lower, about 90. This is about 95, and that's about 110 outlet. It's balancing these out. It's like crazy stuff. Who knows which gauge is reading right. It's funny that this one shows higher. The gauge on the tank actually shows about 110, which would be in keeping with the 110 that we see up here. So I know this is accurate. These may be a little off. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. I've got lots of air and no worries about it dropping below where I need it. So we're good to go.